comes from a letter that St. Peter wrote to the people, that early Christian community. He said that Jesus is the cornerstone of this building, not this building, physical building, but the building of God's creation, of God's world. Jesus is the cornerstone. You know, the cornerstone, if you go out to Sacred Heart, you'll see in that corner over there, you'll see one of the stones, and it's got the date that the church was built, in 1875. And it's the first stone that's put in a corner upon which the rest of the building rises. Besides that, Peter says, now, Jesus is not just the cornerstone, but we are living stones. We are living stones who are part of that creation. And so that all that we are and all that we do, for instance, what has happened today, this simple ceremony has power in it. That everything we do has power. That every word we say has power. And it's the reason why it has power is because of what Jesus said in the gospel today. He said the reason why I do things and the reason why I can do anything is because the Father lives in me, and it is the works of the Father that I do. The Father works through me. And so the things that we do are important. The words that we say are important. We are important people. And Peter ends it up by saying, you are a chosen race. God has chosen you. And you are a royal priesthood. You are a special people. And sometimes we forget that. We forget that we are very important. The words that I say are important, everybody. Not just adults, but children. Every word you say, boys and girls, is important. Everything you do can be so important because God can work through that. You know, we say children are the future. Yeah, that's true. I hope that they'll take our place someday when we're gone. But sometimes that children are the future traps us by not realizing that children are today. And children are important today. And that what boys and girls do today, what they say, is important and has power. Do you realize that? Especially you young men of Isuthu, that everything you say and everything you do has power because God can work through that. Don't wait till tomorrow. We're not waiting for you. You're not just the future, you are today. Every child here is important. Each one of us is important. And sometimes we think that people who constantly draw attention to themselves must think that they're very important. You know, it's just the opposite. You know, the kind of person who wants the conversation to center around them. If you begin to tell them about your sickness, they interrupt you and they want to tell you about their sickness. Everything is about them. You think, well, they must think they're important. No, they don't. The reason why they do that is because they're not sure they're important. And they want everybody to know it, and they're trying to get a hold of that. The person who isn't concerned about themselves, the person who doesn't have to draw attention to themselves, the person who doesn't have every conversation center on them, knows they're important. They don't have to have all of that. And so we have to be committed as living stones in this beautiful creation of God, as living stones who make up this great building of God, this world of God. We have to realize how important and special we are. That we are special people because God works through us and takes the words that we say and makes something happen. Takes what we do, the little things we do, and makes something happen. We are important. And we can never forget that. And we must dedicate ourselves over and over again to those ordinary things that we do and the ordinary things that we say that God takes and makes something beautiful. You know that song, Something Beautiful? God can take the broken things of life the confusion, and somehow, because of the power of God, can make something beautiful. So don't underestimate the things we say, the things we do. Remember that old story that we've heard over and over again. You know it. The story of the travelers riding through the desert. And one night, as they stopped at the end of that day's journey, they saw a bright light up in the sky. And they heard a voice coming through that light. And they thought, oh, this is it. This is it. This is where we are going to learn these great words of wisdom. They're going to teach us how to be successful. They're going to teach us how to do great things. They're going to teach us the secret of wisdom and the secret of life, and we shall be able to amass great wealth, and we will be great people. And so they waited expectantly for that heavenly voice to tell them. And the voice came through, and you remember what the voice said? The voice said, continue your journey tomorrow, and at the end of the journey, you will be very glad, and you will be very sad. Be glad and be sad. And they waited for the directions, and the voice said, pick up some stones and put them in your saddlebag. And the light went out and the voice stopped. And the travelers shook their heads in disappointment. These are the words of wisdom. You'll be glad and you'll be sad. Pick up some ordinary stones and put them in your saddlebags. Not much of a secret of success or words of wisdom. But they decided, well, it was a heavenly voice, so we'll do it. So they picked up some stones, put it in their saddlebags, and promptly forgot about it. And the next day they traveled their journey. And at the end of the day, when nightfall came and they ended that day's journey, they remembered that voice of the night before. And so they went to their saddlebags, and they found that those stones had turned to diamonds. And whoa, they were very, very glad that they had these diamonds. But they were very, very sad that they had not picked up more stones. Don't underestimate the ordinary things we say and do. The little things of the life that we can accomplish in our little part of this whole world of ours. Those little things that we say and we do can turn to diamonds because God's doing something. Because God can take some stones like us and make something beautiful. Let us stand and let us sing that hymn number 184, Something Beautiful.